Albert Einstein called compound interest the most powerful force in the universe. Billionaire Warren Buffett confessed his wealth has come from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest. Benjamin Franklin described it as money makes money, and the money that money makes money. Welcome back to another episode of Living Fire. If you never want to miss an upload, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The words compounding interest are two of the most powerful in the investing world. Today, we're going to show you 10 reasons why. Compounding interest is a basic principle that everyone should learn because it can truly help everyone. Number 1, compounding interest is the great equalizer. Compounding interest doesn't care about your race, gender, or age. Compounding interest affects everyone the same because it depends on time. If you ask any person older than you what they wish they had more of, chances are they will tell you they wish they had more time. Time is truly a wonderful thing, and it's something we all share in common. Compounding interest works its magic because of this. It is a universal truth. Compounding interest utilizes momentum. Have you ever wondered what makes an avalanche so powerful? Such a massive force actually starts from a very small place. Before an avalanche can smash trees and break legs, it needed to become a snowball first, and a piece of snow before that. Every great force you see in our world didn't always begin that way. A small piece of snow becomes an avalanche by first becoming a snowball. At first, the amount of force and energy to create a snowball must be great. Snow needs to be continually added with an almost intense effort. But once the snowball is built, then you can roll it down a hill, and it will naturally do the work for you until one day it is an unstoppable force. Your wealth works the exact same way. The work you need to do in the beginning is often very painful and tiring, but once your wealth snowball is built, then your wealth naturally attracts more wealth. Then, the power of compounding interest can work in your favor. Just as a snowball compounds and grows, so can your wealth. Number 3, compounding interest can create millionaires from average people. The tired and overused excuse we hear over and over is that people think that they don't have enough money to make good money in the stock market. The truth is, you don't need that much. Compounding interest can make you a millionaire, especially if you are young. Take the median income in the United States today, $50,000 a year. Now, the average 25-year-old making $50,000 a year would only need to save and invest 10% and would have a staggering $2,434,221 at 65. This is just assuming conservative 10% returns in the stock market and assuming he never gets a raise. The real results could be much greater. The possibility of this is all due to compounding interest. By investing in companies that are growing, thus paying out increasingly more cash to shareholders, an initial investment could multiply many times over in the course of a long time span. Don't underestimate this power. Number 4, compounding interest teaches you patience. Why is compounding interest a greater teacher of patience? Well, for one, you don't see results overnight. In fact, compounding interest is actually pretty boring. It can be like watching paint dry. Compounding interest at its core is best served by conservative investing. Someone who chases speculative and very trendy stocks won't see the power of compounding interest. How can you, when your capital moves up and down wildly, growing fast and then crashing hard to remove all your gains? An investor whose primary concern is compounding interest will instead look for the company that is growing slowly and surely, like the tortoise who plods along at a painstakingly slow pace. An intelligent conservative investment will beat out any high-flying trend technology stock of the day, time and time again. Number 5, compounding interest helps you sleep well at night. What do the wealthiest and wisest investors have in common? They are always smiling because they are making money every second of the day. That's the power of compounding interest. Nothing can stop it from growing. As long as an investment is paying you interest, you can keep smiling at night because you know that time is your ally. The longer time goes, the richer you get, because as time goes on, you will keep collecting interest. As time goes on, you can reinvest that interest and get more interest. Voila, you have compounding interest. Number 6, compounding interest is your friend if you are poor. Rich people don't have any bigger advantage in the market than poor people do. So what if you are poor, penniless, and inexperienced? Does the younger generation hear us? You have the biggest advantage of them all, and that's time. The kind of time that young people have today to compound their investments makes old hedge fund cats salivate. That's why. They are looking for the fountain of wealth. Will they find it in Botox? Only time will tell. But the same is true with your investments. Only time will tell if you are smart enough today to put some money to work. Number 7, compounding interest teaches and rewards discipline. One of the best pieces of advice we can give you when you first start investing is simply this: invest the same amount every month. There's actually a name for this strategy. It's called dollar cost averaging. It's so effective because not only does it teach you discipline and good habits, but it prevents you from making stupid mistakes in the stock market. You can't expect to time the market. That's just a fact. The market is massive, facilitating trillions of dollars a second into and out of securities, futures, and commodities. Your guess at what it's going to do next is as good as the next guy's. Until you find someone that can predict the future, you're just going to have to face the fact that you won't be able to time the market. And that's okay. That's why you must employ a system like dollar cost averaging. When you decide to put the same amount of money into the market every month, you automatically buy less when the market is up and buy more when it's down. It's classic buy low, sell high. By doing this, you resist being greedy when everyone else is greedy, which results in losing your shirt. Compounding interest is best pursued when you are dollar cost averaging. Use this system to your advantage. Number 8, compounding interest separates the rich from the broke. The great Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." So when's the last time you saw a high interest credit card balance move much lower after making a payment? When you get into high interest debt, you are now fighting against the inevitable force of compounding interest. Why fight up a hill when you can instead run down it? While everybody might know that interest is bad, only a few people decide to do something about it. And if we can be quite frank, it's why broke people are broke and rich people are rich. Nobody makes a real fortune overnight, and nobody goes broke in one night either. The exceptions to the rule regress back to where they should be over time. That's why lottery winners oftentimes end up broke years later. It's the habits that you live with which define your wealth. If your spending habits cause you to fight against interest, you're going to fight that fight the rest of your life. And sorry, but you'll never be rich. However, if your habits create interest for you, then just sit back and relax. You will one day be rich. You just have to let compounding interest do the work for you. Number 9, compounding interest can save our kids' generation. Let's face it, our generation isn't very good at giving future generations a leg up in this world. It's always been this way. How big a mess has our parents' generation left us? It saddens us to see such disregard for the future. Every day we have people who live in a mindset of scarcity instead of abundance. People who are destroyers instead of creators. What if we lived in a world where everybody took responsibility for their finances? What if we all decided to kick our debt habits and build wealth for our family and future generations? If $5,000 a year can turn into $2.4 million in 40 years, imagine what it would do in 60. It would be $16,691,244, which is of course outlandish. Nobody has that kind of money to save for their kids. But what if we save just a little bit for them, like $500 a year? In 65 years, it could grow to $2,691,112. What if we did this for our kids and they did it for theirs? The wealth could compound until the whole world was living with financial freedom. It starts with one person, but could later affect many. Really, it starts with you. If you want more wealth and abundance in this world, be the change. Number 10, people understand compounding interest. Here's 10 fantastic quotes from influential people and what they have to say about compounding interest. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬 said, "Compound interest, it's important to get started now." Josh Brown said, "I try to explain the power of compounding to my young clients who worry about short-term volatility." Gary Foreman said, "What is compound interest? It's interest earning interest. For example, suppose you saved and banked $100 a year ago. It earned $2 in interest last year. This year you'll be earning interest of $102, original savings plus the interest earned." That might not seem like much, but understanding that simple fact can have a major impact on your financial success. And with that, we've reached the end of this episode, all about the magic of compound interest and how it's the 8th wonder of the world. Are you going to start using compound interest to your advantage? Get involved and let us know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this one and found it helpful, remember to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to Living Fire for even more amazing videos just like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.